if it's not for me, if the opportunity isn't meant for me, then I don't want it. And that just gave me so much peace because in my work, people are out there that like pitching themselves for all these different opportunities. And I'm like, I find a restlessness in me when I'm dealing with hardship around like my kids' childcare and all the other stuff that I'm trying to handle at home. I feel this restlessness where it's like, I should be doing that too. I should be pitching myself, going after this opportunity, doing that. But it's like, that's what's energy is running the show there is this fear that I'm missing out, that I need to do more so I don't miss out on that opportunity. And I remember an older version of myself used to say, you'll never miss the bus that you're meant to be on. You'll never miss that. Because God's gonna like drive that bus around multiple times. Remember when I was a kid, I would miss the school bus, keeping it real with you, because I was like late to get out there. I actually like for mock elections one time was voted always late. And it's the ADD thing that sometimes kicks in. Anyways, but I picture that school bus, like me missing the school bus, like when it came to pick me up, but it was like, all good. We'll come back around. You finish brushing your teeth. We'll be back here soon, right? Because I wasn't going to miss the bus that I was meant to be on. And I want you to think about that because I feel like maybe you are having that rushy feeling too in your body where you're feeling like, oh, I'm missing out. Like I need to be doing all these additional things or else I won't get the thing that I want. I won't be able to create this safety net for myself or whatever it is, whatever story you're telling yourself that's creating that rushing, hurriedness in you, that restlessness. And what if God was like, hey, you ain't gonna miss that bus, girl. I got you. If you do miss it, I'll bring it right back around. Okay, don't worry. Because the bus that you're meant to be on, you're not gonna miss. You can rest. You can chill. You can be present with where you are and trust that things are working out for you. I'm not telling you to be lazy. I want you to be disciplined. I want you to take intentional action moving forward. But I want you to take a deep breath and stop bracing yourself for the bad that could happen and trust that I got you. I got your back. I think that's the message you need to hear. I got the chills just saying that because I wasn't sure what was going to come out in this podcast episode. But I almost could get teary-eyed telling you that like I need to hear that because I've been finding myself bracing a lot where I'm like, I feel like tension in my body, like lately, where I'm just like, take a deep breath and release. It's all good. Take that extra time to sit here and watch your little boy play with his tractors without feeling like you're missing out or you should be doing an additional thing to move yourself forward. Why are you doing it all anyways? To be present with the people that you love. You think if I do more of XYZ and I can create this amazing life for me, myself, and my family, and then I can enjoy my time with them. But like look at it. You can enjoy your time with them right now. You can enjoy that moment right now without you having to have that other thing. But the enemy is telling you a lie that you need all these other things to enjoy where you are right now. And that's not true. And then it's making you miss the moment. My husband went on a trip recently with his buddies, and I could tell he was feeling guilt around leaving, knowing that like we've been dealing with a lot of stressors in our family, knowing that he was going to leave me with the two babies while I also had to work, and I was going to be navigating a lot, and I could see the weight of that on him, where he felt guilty. And I told him, so he went and got on the plane, and he called me and was like, "Yeah, I'm on the plane," and I said to him, "I want you to really enjoy this time while you're away. Don't be letting the enemy tell you that you should feel guilty because I'm dealing with stuff at home and you're out with your friends. Don't let the enemy tell you that because what he's going to do is he's going to try to steal your joy while you are gone, enjoying time with your friends or trying to. He's going to tell you that you should be somewhere else. And that's going to take away the joy in the moment for you. The fact is, you're going to be gone anyways. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. We're fine. We're going to be taken care of. God's got my back over here. We're good. We can handle this. And my husband was like, "Thank you. Thank you for telling me that." Because I was feeling that way. And I'm like, "Yeah, go, like enjoy, have fun. I can't wait to hear about it. The things that you did." And I'll hold down the fort over here. All is well. And I just want you to think about that in your life because I know for me, I struggle a lot sometimes with what we call mom guilt, where we're doing like I'll be doing the work thing. Like I kid you not, my kids when my kids are in their care, the daycare, I will leave the daycare drop off, and I'm immediately like I should be with them, not working. Like I feel that all the time. And now I think about it now as like an attack from the enemy to kill, steal, and destroy, right? That's what he's here to do. But to steal your joy. Because I'm here doing work that I actually love. Even if it's work you don't love, it's still meaningful to your family. There's a greater why, there's a purpose behind it. But the enemy will tell you, like, yeah, you should feel guilty about that. And then trying to take your joy from it. And this is where you need to be like, hey, I see that happening. I'm going to be intentional with my energy, like I always talk about. I'm not going to let my energy go to that place around taking away the joy from the moment and allowing me not to be present here. Because if my kids are going to be in their program, wherever they are, and I can't be there because I'm doing my work stuff, then let me be present in my work. Let me enjoy it. Let me be a light where I am. And that's the same thing for you. Like, let yourself be there, not putting all this guilt and this pressure and like even your days, like, why add all this additional stress around why you have to rush and you need to hurry? Like, if you believed that God had your back and you're not going to miss the bus you're meant to be on, you could take a deep breath and you could rest and you could take things slower because you would trust and things are working out for you. And you would still, I'm not talking about, again, being lazy. You would still take intentional action, but you do it from a higher energy place, from a place of I trust. Like it's not up to just me, it's up to me and God, right? Really think about that, like how it feels to move through life knowing that you are supported. It's not all up to you. God's favor over your life. I need that reminder lately when I feel like, well, I should be doing all these pitches and all these things to get opportunities. I'm not going to get one. You know what God does? Like he brings people into your life in ways that you wouldn't even expect that can open doors for you. Trust that. His favor is not about time. Time is a man-made thing to stress yourself out. Like things can happen so quickly for you. You can be living a completely different life a month from now. You can be loving what you're doing every day because of one person you met, one interaction you had that God might have put in your life. I've been learning that God really works through people. He puts people in your life and helps you. And this is why I'm big about the relationships. But I want to know, like, are you being intentional about having those relationships? Or is it about like doing the next thing and you're like, no, I'm too busy for that. I gotta rush and do just like it's about the relationships and the presence. And I really needed to hear that because my son's daycare, my son and daughter's daycare is closing. And I've just been it's been so heavy on my heart around like the staff that are there, like what are they gonna do next? And today my car was running with the AC on. I spent over an hour in the infant classroom after dropping my daughter off, just talking to the teacher, hearing about her life, talking about just making a connection, hearing about, dreams, goals, things on her heart. And another version of myself, we'll call it not my highest version of myself, would have been like, I got to go. I got to get this next thing done when it comes to work stuff. Like, I got to move forward. Like, that antsy that, like, this isn't as helpful. Like, what is this going to do for my own career? Like, there's that. And that sounds awful when I say that because I realize that it's like God is trying to use me wherever I am. And when you're obedient in that and you listen to the call that is there, all your other stuff will be figured out. But we believe the message of the world that's like, you got to do all these things, check these boxes, blah, blah, blah. And it's like this stress. And how do you know it's of the world? Let me be clear with you. Because of how it feels. Like God's wisdom, there's a peace behind it. It may not be the easiest thing, but there's like something where it's like, yeah, like I can release and surrender here. Like it's a different feeling versus like, oh, I got to do this. It's not fear driven. That's what I'm trying to say here. If you find yourself doing things when it's fear driven, that is not of God. That's something else that's driving your direction. And you don't want fear to be driving it. Another thing, I know we're shifting gears here a little bit, but I want to just share things that are coming up in my heart and on my mind is like, I recently heard about the book, Your Words Are Your Wand, something like that. And it makes me think about how powerful our words are. Even biblically, it says that. And I think a lot of us aren't being intentional with our words. Like, I've heard that when you speak, you cast a spell. Like, think about that. Like, it's so powerful and it even has vibrations to it. And God says that to you, the power of your words. And it starts to make things happen. And some of us are speaking things that we don't want to happen. Like, even telling ourselves that I'm behind. I never get the things done that I want to get done. Like, whatever stories, like if you paid attention, like you would see some of those thoughts, those spells that you're casting over your life. And you'd be like, I don't want to cast that over my life, that I'm that kind of person. So think of like watching that more because I've been seeing all kinds of stuff that these spells I've been casting. I'm like, what are we even doing here? The intentionality behind our words, it's not there. So something I heard recently said, your words can either be a blessing or a curse. I want you to think about that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, even when you talk to a friend or family member, when you're complaining, that's casting curses over your life. Like, right? If we look at energetically, what is that? That's like lower energy that you're bringing in, you're generating into the world. I got to watch for that too, because I be complaining about stuff too. I'm a human. But because I'm not as intentional about my words as I could be. And what if it's about blessings that you were sharing, that you were speaking over people? Like, I want to be that kind of person that shows up and is like, I see you, I see the goodness in you, and I believe in you. Like, that's what I was doing this morning. And the hour that I was there is like, I wanted to tell that person, I believe in you. I know this is happening for you. I know it doesn't feel that way. The way this is closing, you don't know what you're going to do next. But I know that God has a plan for you. So I was telling her that she said, well, like time is not on my side. Is one of the things that she said, because I mean, like it's about to be like when we close, it's not too much longer. It's the holiday season. Like I don't have a lot of time to find something right. And a lot of us can think that time is not on your side. This is where I want to tell you, God is on your side. And he's the creator of all the things. And time is just a man-made up thing anyways. If you allow yourself to be still and be open to listening for that next right step, you'll get it. You'll be told it. A lot of people come to me because they want clarity around things. And I love to sit there and hold space for that. But I'm going to tell you the best clarity that you're going to get is not going to be from me, from anyone outside of you. It's going to be from God in your time with God, whatever that looks like to you, to be still and listen. You're already getting the wisdom, but you haven't been listening to it. So sit there and be open. Be like, God, show me. What do you want me to do about this? How do you want me to be? And I bet you he's trying to use you to help someone else through your own hardship and what you're doing. And your next thing that he wants you to do is going to be related to a relationship that you have or that you will have coming up, someone that you will meet. He'll send the right people in your life. And maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you needed to hear something from me to tell you that. Maybe I'm a who in your life that's helping you move forward. And he's using me, but he's going to be using you too. And another reason I wanted to share this with you is recently we had our car breakdown. I wrote a post about this. We went to go search for new daycares and we were interviewing different places, doing tours, all of that stuff. And we were in the parking lot and Ian had the brilliant idea of driving one of our older cars because we haven't driven in a while with no AC. It was so hot outside. I was like, ugh, like, so anyways, we're in the parking lot and the car won't start. I'm like, crap, we have to get back to the babies, all the things. There was one part of me, I'm not gonna lie, that was just like, yeah, this is your idea to drive this car. But I was intentional about that. But anyways, because what is that gonna do? That's like a blessing if we think about our word. I mean, not a blessing, it's a curse. When we think about our words, it just makes the situation worse. But many of us do that. We're like, this situation sucks, so let me find someone to blame about it. You know, that's what I'm talking about, that lack of intentionality with our words. I think God is really using me to help people be more intentional in their lives and with the words. Because that is something that is so powerful that so many of us don't think about. You're not even paying attention to the stuff that you're telling yourself and what is manifesting in your life because of the stuff you be telling yourself that isn't true. Like me telling myself, like, you're behind. You need to do all these things or you won't get that opportunity. You know what serves me better? Is to tell myself to surrender, Ange. You know who's in control? God. Have more time with Him. God first. Be with Him. There is a new verse that I just put up on my, it's not a new verse to me, it's new on my wall. And it says, I am the vine, you are the branches. It's that whole verse. Apart from me, you can't do nothing. And it reminds me to stay connected to the source because that's where everything flows from. The fruit that's created in our lives, it comes from the source. But you got to be connected to it. If you're not connected, you just go off and you die on your own. There's no fruit and blessings that come of that. So it's like looking at your own life, like what are you doing to like seek that wisdom, to be connected? And maybe that's just like a quiet moment where like maybe you don't have the time right now to do the whole journaling sessions. I get it. Because I'm waking up right now and immediately responding to my babies. I mean, there's been some mornings when Ian is here that I've been able to do like my little journaling sessions in the morning, and I really love that time. But lately, it's been like, oh, my baby cries because I teach a class really late. I'm so tired, and then my baby cries, and I'm immediately up feeding her. And I'm gonna have that time for that, what I call the stillness. But moments throughout your day. Like you might have, like for me, you're dropping kids off. I could sit in my car and be like, hey God, I'm here to listen. What do you want to tell me? Use me. Show me through people what my next step is. And he will. People will be coming up to you, telling you stuff, and you'll be like, wait, like I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about that. And you get like this confirmation. And he's like, that's where you're supposed to go. I have a friend of mine who was a former client of mine too, and she said that like she's been really feeling like she knows she's supposed to be writing her book, but she finds herself working on her other things. And she keeps getting that like wisdom. And she said like recently it was given to her around like this card that was like said great creative writing that was like given to her from another person. And it was like really random. And that stuff like that happens all the time. You like today at Starbucks, y'all. I was in Starbucks for 2 hours talking to a guy, and we were talking about our words and our energy. I've been praying to God for like guiding me around where I want to go next, what I want to do with my work. And he told me, like, I really feel like it's very clear that God wants to use you to help people be more intentional, their energy, and how they show up in their words because their words have so much power. And so many of us are not realizing the power of our words. It's almost like it's a portal. Like, I don't know if that's the right word. Like between like you have your thoughts and then once you speak it out, that's like the thing, the connection to making it a reality. Some of us, we're not really speaking out the things that really we want to bring into our life and to happen. We're doing the complaining. We're telling ourselves we're behind. We're blaming when situations suck. We're like not being intentional with our energy. I'm the first to raise my hand and tell you I'm not. I haven't been lately. Recently, Ian called me out because he was like, do you want Zion to tell himself that when he forgets something? Because what happened was is we went to like the beach or something like that, and I had packed all the kids' stuff, and there's so much stuff to pack, right? And I always do the snacks and like extra outfits, diapers, all the things. And I remember like I was looking, Zion had wet his pants and I was looking through shorts and in the car and I was like, crap, I didn't refill the shorts because I always have like extra clothes in there. And I couldn't find them. And I was like, I didn't, um, I was like, oh, like, I was like, I forgot this. Like, I feel like I suck at everything. Like, I don't remember all this stuff. Like, it was like, I was just talking to myself, like out loud, because I'm a big verbal processor too. And that's when my husband's like, that bothers me so much that you say that because you're just like hating on yourself. It's not making the situation better. And then Zion hears that. And I was like, yeah, like, and it really hit me because I was like, yeah. And I'm like casting this spell of a curse. Like, you suck, and you're not doing this. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I verbally was saying, I don't even realize that I'm doing that because I'm such a verbal processor. Like, for example, like I'll start a Zoom call and I'll be like, I'm just taking attendance. And I'll be like, John is here, Amy is here. And they're like, do they need to hear me like typing it in? All right, let me move my arrow down like that. But that is how I do stuff. Like, I'm very verbal. So you're hearing what I'm thinking. So I was sharing what I was thinking out loud, not even just talking to myself. And he's like, that bothers me that you're saying that. But really, it's like, bothers me that you are thinking that about yourself and you're giving power to it through your words. Because it's one thing to think it, yeah, we all go there. It's a whole other thing to give it power through your words. And that's what people are doing. And I'm doing it too because I'm not being as intentional with my words. Like catching yourself. Like when I wanted to make that mean comment, like the devil's on my shoulder, right? Like the car broke down and I wanted to be like, well, it's your idea to drive that car here. Like I wanted to like do that to Ian. Like I found that version of myself, like that saying that. But it's like, what does that even do? And like I caught myself in that. And I was like, I'm not going to speak those words because that ain't going to make the situation better. But we got that little devil on our shoulder that's like, say this, you know, like it's whispering things in your ears, like, yeah, you're behind. You're not really good with your time. You're not intentional. Like there's all this stuff, and then you're starting to believe that. Can we switch it up? What if you started telling yourself like you value being present, and that is more important than moving other things forward? What if you started telling yourself like God has your back? He's supporting you through all these things that you were dealing with. What if you told yourself like you are intentional with your time? Look at the things that you've been able to do, how you care for your kids, how you take that time to talk to that person that you can tell needs someone to talk to when you could be doing all the other things that you could be doing in your life, the gazillion things. You take a moment to let someone be seen. That's intentionality. You're intentional about the energy you're bringing into a space. You pause and you don't just say the thing that you're feeling. You think about, is this going to be a blessing to people or is it going to be a curse? Let me think about that. If I was to say that, if a person comes and they're starting to complain to you and you're feeding into it and you're complaining more, does that help anyone else? Or does that create more of that energy into the world? My favorite people are the people who are like, you go to them and let's say you've complained, like I've done this. I've gone to them and complaining about somebody, something, and they're just like, yeah, of course. Like that sounds really frustrating that you had to experience that. I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. And they're not like being like, yeah, she's a real whatever, like hating on her too. Like they're because they're not feeding into that. They want to like they're validating me. They're like, yeah, like of course you'd be frustrated that you dealt with that because you really value this thing. But they're not, again, hating on that person, saying, like, if I said the weather sucks, they're not being like, I know it does suck. It's so hot and cold outside, or whatever it is. It's rainy. They're not feeding into that. They're thinking, being intentional about the energy they're bringing, the words that they say to you. That's the stuff that I like talking about as a keynote speaker, is that intentionality behind our energy. Because even in our workplaces and even at home, we're not really intentional about the energy we bring. We just default to what's around us. We're not like, hey, is this a blessing or is this a curse if I was to speak it? What do I want my kids to feel? Do they want to hear me complaining or me telling myself that I suck and or like I'm not able to move forward? Do they want that? No. Do I want that for them to feel that? No. We recently had an issue with our family, some family drama around energy and like how people show up, and we basically just communicated like that we didn't feel like the person was really intentional with their energy. Like, and the person kind of came back and was more like, well, I shouldn't share my feelings. I'm not supposed to share my feelings kind of thing. And it's like, no, that's different. Like, it's like, yes, you should communicate your feelings. But when you like blow up on people and you carry that negative, hateful energy and you expect us to want to be around you, that's not how it's going to work because we feel the energy. And the reason the energy is there, and it's there even if you don't say anything because we can feel it, is because of what you are telling your mind. Like what you're saying inside your mind. What you're saying that you're a victim in the situation. There's a lot of that happening. And we do it all the time in our life. Like the people that are handling this closure when it comes to the daycare program, some people are handling in a way of like, they did this to us right before, in October, as of October, it closes, right before the holidays. And like, how could they do this? Like, you're a victim. You're saying, like, you're acting like you're a victim in the situation. And like you don't have choices, you can't find anything like, and I know it's easy to feel that way, but if you shifted and you thought like, what if this is happening for me? What if this is meant to close to kick me out so that I can find the best next thing for me? Because, like, let's be real, maybe God knows, like, you like this, but there could be something even greater for you, another space I want to use you, but you won't take the step unless I force you to. So I'm gonna kick it out. I'm gonna close that door so that you're forced to take that next move. I've seen that in my own life where I wouldn't have left a crappy relationship that I was in had the person not done something that they did that was so bad that forced me to leave. It had to get that bad for me to actually leave. And I think sometimes that happens in our life where it's like he's closing the door for us. And I knew it was from God when I did pray that prayer that I prayed. That was like I was like, God, show me a sign. Tell me what you want me to do in this situation. And oh, he gave that sign when I found out all the things. And it was hurtful and it sucked in the moment. I remember the Thanksgiving that I was in the bathroom crying on the bathroom floor because we do that. Why do you pick the bathroom to cry? It's all so you're like nasty. You find like the hairs on the ground. And you're like, eh. That kind of stuff in the bathroom. Oh, I should clean my bathroom better and stuff. You're feeling that way, but it's like you pick that spot. And I'm like crying down there and just feeling lonely and like I felt like I wasn't ever gonna find the person like for me. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, like you were single, so much freedom. Like, girl, go have fun, like this older version of myself. Like, enjoy that season. Trust you will find that person. And it's, anywho, like, my point is that, what is my point? Is that it doesn't always, the wisdom that you are seeking, it doesn't always feel good to receive it. And in fact, it will call you to have a greater faith. I really believe that. Whatever is for you, it's going to require you to have faith with it because that's how God is honored through it. And that means you're going to be uncomfortable a little bit, you know? So I think maybe that's happening in your life too, is you're being called to have more faith about the situation that you're in. And remember, it's the who's, it's the people that's going to help lead to that next thing for you, that path that you probably already know. You're getting the signs about what you're supposed to be doing. Just like, are you listening? Or maybe you feel like you haven't really gotten that message yet. Have you ever actually taken the time to pray about it and connect with God and be like, hey, God, show me. What do you want to tell me? And He's going to use people to get you that. And I forgot to tell you guys, I was on a rant about the car thing, what happened with the car. So the car broke down, and my husband, he's so awesome about this. Like, anytime we do deal with a stressful situation, Ian, y'all, he will like he's quick to find solutions. Like I don't even stress about stuff because I know he's gonna take care of it. Like I kid you not, I'll be like, I don't care that I wrote down. And he's like, you're like looking at me like, are you gonna do anything? No, because I know he will. Like he's gonna handle it all. He's gonna figure it out. Like he will figure himself like out of any problem. That's just the kind of person he is. And I love and admire that about him because I am one, y'all, that will be quick to be like, nothing I can do about it. Like that's like a default for me. Like I've done a lot of work around this, but I'm telling you, that's where I default, and then I gotta shift myself out of it. Whereas he's like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna find a way. And he always finds a way. He's just that kind of person. He's like a candy person. Like I think about how the kind I want to raise my kids, the kind of person I want to raise my kids to be is the one that's like, I'll figure it out. They trust themselves. So I got 2 points coming up in my mind as I'm saying that. One of my other friends, I'm gonna bring it back full circle though. One of my other friends told me recently that she was like, I admire you so much, Ange, because I could not do what you did. And what I did was I was solo parenting another time and was watching my kids and I had some calls and I had two baby monitors and I just trusted that it was all gonna work out. I was gonna figure it out. Or maybe they were gonna sleep during that time. I don't know. I was gonna figure it out. And she's like, I don't trust myself enough. Like I wouldn't trust myself to figure that out. And I admire that in you that you trust yourself to figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, what if we had that mentality in our lives that we, no matter what happened, we trusted our ability to figure it out. Like, how much more peace would you have making any decision that you have about the future? You're like, maybe if it's not that good of a result, I trust myself to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. And you were that kind of person. Like, I want my kid to be like that, to be like, the self-trust is there. Because confidence, I was listening to someone talk about confidence recently, and that the opposite of self-doubt is not confidence that like it's all gonna work out, like I know that it's gonna work out. It's more of the trust, that the self-trust that you're gonna figure it out, and that you can handle those uncomfortable feelings through it. It's trusting yourself. And that's what the kind of, again, the kind of kids I want to raise is the ones that will take action and know that whatever comes their way, they'll figure it out. God is supporting them. So that's one message I felt like I had to share with you. Another message I want to share with you. So we're back to the car situation. It breaks down. And we somehow find this Uber to take us back to our house. Mind you, we live in rural Indiana. So I was like, is Uber even going to work if we look it up? And it ended up working. Maybe it's because we're in a like next town, bigger city. And I'm saying this in quotation marks because it ain't that big of a city. But there was this sweet guy who responded and was going to bring us. So my husband ended up calling him because it said like, we'll pick you up in 7 minutes. He's like, not 7 minutes because we're like doing the tour. So he called him. He's like, is there any way that you can come a little bit later? Because we're doing this childcare tour. And he's like, yeah, no problem at all. I'm right down the road. So he ends up showing up, sweetest guy. And he even brings us to our broken down car to grab some stuff. And then as we're on the way home, we're talking about getting our car towed and all this stuff because we had to get to our house and pick up the kids from daycare. And he was like, hey, like he overheard our conversation. And he's like, hey, I think you should try to fix it yourself. Like, and we're like, what? That's funny. And we start laughing. I'm like, my husband fixed that car? Yeah, right. So, anyways, he was like, no, I think that it might be the battery related or just like an easy fix. So, what if you just went and got the battery out, you tested it? Because I was like, the battery has been like an issue, but I don't know if it's that. If it's a starter, we didn't really know. We don't know much about cars. And he's like, well, at least give yourself like the opportunity to test it out before you go and pay for the tow and all this additional stuff. So, we end up getting the kids. We drive back to the town and we test the battery. And sure enough, it's not the battery. So we're at AutoZone. They're like, no, the battery's fine. And we're like, crap. And this guy was in the back in line when my husband was talking to the AutoZone dude. And he's like, I think it's the starter based on what you're saying. And he's like, you can actually get that part here. I got a discount for my business. I give you a discount code. And it took like over $100 off of the part. This is a random stranger behind my husband, not working at AutoZone, a random dude behind my husband in line. And he's like, and you know what? I can help fix it for you. He's like, I'm gonna finish helping my cousin. She's in the parking lot. But if you're still gonna be around later, I can show up to the parking lot and help fix it. And my husband's like, what? Like, and we were like, how much do you charge? And he's like, whatever you guys feel comfortable paying is fine. It's fine with me. I'm here to help you out. We're like, what? So it's hot AF outside. Like, I want to say like 90 degrees. And we end up getting like I took Zion to the park with Ian and we're eating Popeye's chicken tenders and all the things. So we end up getting to that parking lot. We meet the dude. We don't meet him until like late, like 9 almost. And we're in the parking lot and we're still finishing out Popeye's chicken and all the things. And we're going to win the health award of the year. But we're there with the kiddos and we had a lot of joy. But the guy was there working in the car, sweating galore. And we're back and forth in the parking lot with the kids, changing diapers, eating the chicken, all that stuff. And when we were done and we finished it was late. It was like we didn't get home, I feel like, until like after 11 that night. So it was pretty late. Um, and the guy, when we finished, I said, like, thank you so much. Like, this is such a blessing in our lives that you were willing to do this. And he was like, it was kind of fun. That's what he said. He was sweating galore. And I was like, oh, like it was kind of fun. And we got home and we said the same thing to each other. We're like, wasn't that kind of fun this day? And you know why it was so fun? My husband said this to me. He said, just that reminder of these good people in the world that showed up to help us. That sweet gentleman who drove us home. This 21-year-old boy that was like, oh, I can help you. Like on a Friday night, like was like, yeah, I'll go sweat my balls off in the parking lot, like as your babies run around screaming and stuff and try to help you get this car fixed. And I'm not even telling you how much you can pay me whatever you want. I don't care. Like I'm just here to help you. It was like, what? So my husband even I felt like needed to see like this goodness in the world that is there. And I wanted to see how God sends these people to help you. He's using them all. He's using you, he's using me. And he'll use you more if you let him, if you're open to it. And I think that's why we're here. Relationships are why we're here. Community and helping other people. That's why we're here. You have a gift that God has given you. that you're supposed to help people with. And I've been so called recently to help really purpose-driven people. I used to say that, help purpose-driven people. Those are my favorite clients. I've been realizing, I'm like, is it moms or is it this? And I'm like, but I really like this guy client of mine. I was trying to figure it out. And I'm like, the common denominator, it's purpose-driven people that are like, I want to do work that's meaningful to me. I want to make a positive impact in the world. And I'm here to help you. I feel like be really intentional with your energy and sit and to be still, to listen, to know that God has given you that divine wisdom on how he wants to use you. And your path is different from everybody else's. So don't compare yourself to what everybody else is doing out there because it's not, you have a different assignment. And I've been doing that too. I've been comparing myself. And I need to go back to God and be like, hey, like, what do you want this to look like in my life? And how do you want to use me? And how can you use me every freaking day, wherever I am? If I'm standing in line at the grocery store, can you use me there? Because that is what makes us most fulfilled. The feeling of community, the feeling of I made a difference in my life. I worked with a lot of people over the years, and so many have told me, I don't even care, Ange, about the money. I mean, I do want money, and it'd be cool if I could make more, but what I care most about is doing work that's really meaningful to me, that makes a difference and an impact. And when you're making all the money, because I worked with them too, that are making quite a bit of money. I've worked with people that have literally, I've worked with a billionaire with a B. And that person still might not be the most fulfilled person in the world over the money stuff, but what she was fulfilled about was making a difference. And the reason why I was working with this person was because she wanted me to help her make a greater difference. As we talked about her messaging behind things and clarity around what she really was trying to do, because that felt more fulfilled to her. Like that's what it was, or that's what it was going to take for her to feel fulfilled, was to know she made a positive difference on other people's lives, to know that she was used in her life. So that's what maybe you're seeking too. Like he's already using you all the time. So I wonder what if you listened more, if you were still more, if you believed he had your back more. You didn't have to do all these things and rush and all that, but it was just like you're supported. One of my favorite mantras that I would tell myself is, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and everything is happening for me. You may have heard me say that before. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Because a lot of times I wake up and I don't feel that way. I'm like, I should be farther along. Nah. And it's like, you're right where you're supposed to be, and everything is happening for you. Why? Because God is for you. That is why. He can make all of the what you think is bad and turn it into good. He can bring favor into your life. He can make you meet someone. It's like time is just a man-made stupid thing anyways. You're good. If you tune into that channel and you continue being obedient, you're going to feel good too as you continue to be used in your life. And the ordinary moments is where he's using you too. Like I said, the grocery store, the interaction with someone, whatever it is, you are being used. All right. That's it. I digress. I feel like this is a long episode. I gotta go pick up the kiddos. I hope you found value in this. I'm not going to edit it. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to just put it out into the world. All right. Talk to you soon, my friend. Bye.